Question 1. Topic: Ethics in claims adjusting. An adjuster is reviewing a claim submitted by a long-standing customer. During the investigation, they find evidence suggesting the claim has been inflated to include damages unrelated to the reported loss. What is the adjuster's most ethical course of action? A. Approve the claim in full to maintain the customer's loyalty. B. Deny the claim entirely without informing the insured of the reasons. C. Inform the insured that some parts of the claim appear to be unsupported and require further investigation. D. Reduce the claim payout by the estimated amount of unsupported damages without notifying the insured. Answer: C. Inform the insured that some parts of the claim appear to be unsupported and require further investigation. Explanation: A. This violates the ethical duty to handle claims fairly and accurately, and it could be considered fraudulent behavior by the adjuster. B. Denying the claim without explanation breaches the transparency and good faith duties outlined in the Unfair Claims Practices Act. C. Correct, as this approach aligns with ethical obligations of fairness, transparency, and maintaining professional standards. It allows for resolution through investigation. D. Adjusting the claim without informing the insured violates ethical transparency requirements and could lead to disputes or legal issues. Relevant rule: Unfair Claims Practices Act emphasizes fair treatment and transparency in claim handling. Question 2. Scenario topic: Workers' compensation insurance. Mrs. Harris is an employee at the manufacturing plant and sustains an injury while operating machinery. The injury requires medical attention and leads to temporary inability to work. Her employer has valid workers' compensation insurance coverage. However, Mrs. Harris believes the compensation offered is insufficient to cover her lost wages and medical expenses. What should Mrs. Harris do to resolve this situation? A. File a lawsuit against her employer for additional compensation. B. Submit a formal complaint to the Louisiana Department of Insurance. C. Request a mediation session through the Louisiana Office of Workers' Compensation Administration (OCA). D. Accept the insurer's determination as it is final under Louisiana law. Answer: C. Request a mediation session through the Louisiana Office of Workers' Compensation Administration (OCA). Explanation: A. Workers' compensation laws provide exclusive remedies, and lawsuits against employers are generally prohibited unless gross negligence or intentional harm can be proven. B. While the Louisiana Department of Insurance oversees insurance regulations, disputes regarding workers' compensation benefits are handled by the OWCA. C. Correct, as mediation through the OWCA is a recognized dispute resolution method for workers' compensation claims in Louisiana. D. Insurers' determinations are not final. There are formal mechanisms to challenge and review claims decisions. Relevant law: Louisiana Workers' Compensation Act governs benefit disputes and provides resolution mechanisms like mediation through the OWCA. Question 3. Topic: Flood insurance. Under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP), which of the following damages would not typically be covered by a standard flood insurance policy? A. Structural damage to the building caused by rising flood waters. B. Loss of personal property stored in a basement below ground level. C. Damage to electrical and plumbing systems within the covered structure. D. Costs for temporary housing during building repairs after a flood. Answer: D. Costs for temporary housing during building repairs after flood. Explanation: A. Structural damage caused by rising floodwaters is a primary coverage provided by the NFIP. B. Personal property in a basement is excluded from coverage under NFIP policies, but this is not the correct choice as the question asks for a typical exclusion. C. Damage to essential systems like plumbing and electrical is covered under the NFIP policies building property coverage. D. Correct, as NFIP policies do not provide additional living expenses or coverage for temporary housing or related costs. Relevant guidelines: NFIP Standard Flood Insurance Policy (SFIP) outlines covered and excluded damages, emphasizing exclusions like ALE. Question 4. Topic: Casualty insurance. Under Commercial General Liability (CGL) policy, which of the following scenarios would not be covered under the policy's bodily injury and property damage liability coverage? A. A customer slips and falls on the insured's premises, resulting in medical expenses. B. The insured damages a client's property during the course of their work. C. An employee is injured while performing their job duties at the insured's business. D. A bystander is injured due to debris falling from the insured's construction site. Answer: C. An employee is injured while performing their job duties at the insured's business. Explanation: A. This is a typical claim covered under CGL policy for premises liability. B. CGL policies cover damage to third-party property caused by the insured. C. Correct, as injuries to employees are typically excluded from CGL policies and covered under workers' compensation insurance. D. This would be covered under CGL policies as third-party bodily injury. Relevant rule: ISO CGL policy form explicitly excludes employee injuries, deferring such claims to workers' compensation coverage. Question 5. Scenario topic: Adjusting losses. Mr. Davis files a claim for hail damage to his home. Upon investigation, the adjuster notices the roof damage predates the recent hailstorm. Mr. Davis insists the entire roof should be replaced under his homeowner's policy. What should the adjuster do in this situation? A. Approve the claim for the full roof replacement to satisfy the insured. B. Deny the claim entirely, citing pre-existing damage as the reason. C. Cover only the new hay-related damage and inform the insured of their policy terms. D. Request Mr. Davis to withdraw the claim as the damage is not entirely related to the hailstorm. Answer: C. Cover only the new hay-related damage and inform the insured of their policy terms. Explanation: A. Replacing the entire roof would go beyond the scope of coverage, leading to overpayment and potential fraud. B. Denying the entire claim would be inappropriate as the policy likely covers new hay-related damage. C. Correct, as the insurer is obligated to pay only for covered perils, new hail damage, under the policy terms. D. Requesting withdrawal of the claim is inappropriate without fully investigating valid portions of the loss. A relevant principle: the principle of indemnity ensures the insured is restored to their pre-loss condition but not bettered. Question 6. Topic: Flood insurance. Which of the following is not considered to cover peril under a standard National Flood Insurance Program and FIR policy? A. Overflow of inland or tidal waters. B. Unusual and rapid accumulation of surface water. C. Sewer backup caused solely by equipment failure. D. Mudflow caused by heavy rainfall. Answer: C. Sewer backup caused solely by equipment failure. Explanation: A. Covered under an FIP policies as it constitutes flooding. B. This is a direct definition of flood under NFIP policies. C. Correct, as sewer backups are covered only if they directly result from flooding, not equipment failure. D. Mudflows are explicitly covered as they are a type of flooding. Relevant rule: NFIP policy definitions explicitly include specific flood-related perils but exclude isolated mechanical failures. Question 7. Topic: Legal principles in insurance. What is the primary legal doctrine that allows an insurer to recover damages from a third party after paying a claim on behalf of the insured? A. Subrogation. B. Contribution. C. Indemnification. D. Salvage. Answer: A. Subrogation. Explanation: A. Correct, subrogation allows the insurer to step into the insured's legal shoes to recover damages from a liable third party. B. Contribution applies to shared liability among insurers, not recovery from third parties. C. Indemnification refers to compensating for losses but does not address recovery rights. D. Salvage involves the recovery and sale of damaged property, not third-party liability recovery. Relevant principle: subrogation rights are outlined in standard insurance contracts to prevent the insured from double recovery. Question 8. Topic: Ethics in claims adjusting. An adjuster receives a claim where the insured is a person of acquaintance. How should the adjuster handle this situation to avoid a conflict of interest? A. Proceed with handling the claim but notify the supervisor of the relationship. B. Decline to handle the claim and request reassignment. C. Approve the claim to avoid any appearance of bias. D. Deny the claim entirely to ensure no favoritism. Answer: B. Decline to handle the claim and request reassignment. Explanation: A. Notification alone may not eliminate the conflict of interest or perceived bias. B. Correct, as declining the claim avoids potential conflicts and maintains professional integrity. C. Approving the claim without proper investigation violates ethical standards and could be considered biased. D. Denying the claim outright is unfair and unprofessional without a proper basis. Relevant rule: NAIC Model Unfair Claims Practices Act and ethical guidelines emphasize impartiality in claims handling. Question 9. Topic: Advanced adjusting techniques. An adjuster is reviewing a claim where the insured has filed for multiple similar damages over a short period. What advanced technique should the adjuster use to identify potential fraud? A. Directly accuse the insured of fraud to elicit a confession. B. Conduct a detailed analysis of the insured's claims history and investigate discrepancies. C. Deny the claim based on the frequency of similar damages. D. Approve the claim to maintain a positive relationship with the insured. Answer: B. Conduct a detailed analysis of the insured's claims history and investigate discrepancies. Explanation. A. Direct accusations without evidence violate professional standards. B. Correct, as fraud detection requires thorough analysis and investigation before taking action. C. Denying a claim without evidence of fraud breaches the duty of good faith. D. Approving potentially fraudulent claims violates ethical and legal standards. Relevant rule. Fraud detection guidelines from Insurance Fraud Prevention Acts recommend detailed investigations before taking action. Question 10. Topic: Policy provisions and contract law. Which of the following would not typically be included in the exclusions section of a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. Damage caused by a nuclear accident. B. Wear and tear on the insured property. C. Damage caused by intentional acts of the insured. D. Damage caused by a covered peril such as fire. Answer: D. Damage caused by a covered peril such as fire. Explanation. A. Excluded due to catastrophic and uninsurable risk. B. Wear and tear are considered maintenance issues and excluded. C. Intentional acts are excluded as they contravene the principle of indemnity. D. Correct, as fire is a covered peril in standard homeowners policies. Relevant rule. Standard ISO homeowners insurance forms outline covered perils and typical exclusions. Question 11. Topic: Property insurance. Which of the following is covered under the additional living expenses provision of a homeowner's policy? A. Mortgage payments on the insured property. B. Costs of temporary housing while the insured home is being repaired. C. Replacement of personal belongings destroyed by a covered peril. D. Cost of upgrading damaged property to current building codes. Answer: B. Cost of temporary housing while the insured home is being repaired. Explanation. A. Mortgage payments are the insured's responsibility, not covered under additional living expenses. B. Correct, as this provision compensates for increased living expenses due to loss of use of the home. C. Replacement of personal belongings falls under personal property coverage. D. Building code upgrades may be covered by a separate endorsement. Relevant rule. Additional living expenses is a standard feature in homeowners insurance policies under the loss of use coverage. Question 12. Topic: Workers' compensation. Under workers' compensation laws, which of the following injuries is not typically covered? A. An employee is injured while performing job duties on the employer's premises. B. An employee sustains injuries commuting to work. C. An employee is injured during an employer-sponsored event. D. An employee develops a work-related illness over time. Answer: B. An employee sustains injuries commuting to work. Explanation. A. Correctly covered as it occurred during employment. B. Injuries during the commute are generally excluded under the coming and going rule. C. Employer-sponsored events often fall within the scope of employment. D. Occupational illnesses are compensable if directly related to the job. Relevant rule. The coming and going rule excludes coverage for injuries sustained while commuting unless specific exceptions apply. Question 13. Topic: Commercial auto insurance. What does the symbol 1? Any auto designation in a business auto policy, BAP, signify A. Coverage applies only to vehicles owned by the insured. B. Coverage applies only to hired or non-owned vehicles. C. Coverage applies to all autos used by the insured, regardless of ownership. D. Coverage applies only to specifically listed autos. Answer: C. Coverage applies to all autos used by the insured, regardless of ownership. Explanation. A. Incorrect, as this applies to symbol 2, owned autos only. B. Hired or non-owned vehicles are covered under symbols 8 and 9. C. Correct, as symbol 1 provides the broadest coverage, applying to any auto. D. Specific listing applies to symbol 7. Relevant rule. ISO BAP forms use symbols to specify the scope of coverage. Question 14. Topic: Policy conditions. Which of the following is a condition that allows an insurer to void a policy? A. The insured files a claim for a covered loss. B. The insured fails to pay a premium by the due date. C. The insured intentionally misrepresents material facts on the application. D. The insured changes their address without notifying the insurer. Answer: C. The insured intentionally misrepresents material facts on the application. Explanation. A. Filing a claim is the insured's right under the policy. B. Non-payment may result in cancellation but not necessarily voiding. C. Correct, as material misrepresentation violates the principle of utmost good faith. D. Address changes do not typically void the policy unless explicitly required. Relevant rule. Material misrepresentation can void a policy under contract law. Question 15. Topic: Claims adjusting. An insured submits a claim for stolen property, but the adjuster finds inconsistencies in the provided receipts. What should the adjuster do? A. Approve the claim to maintain customer satisfaction. B. Deny the claim outright due to suspicion of fraud. C. Investigate further by requesting additional documentation or conducting an interview. D. Forward the claim to legal counsel without further action. Answer: C. Investigate further by requesting additional documentation or conducting an interview. Explanation: A. Approving without proper investigation is unethical. B. Denial without evidence may violate good faith practices. C. Correct, as thorough investigation ensures fairness and compliance. D. Legal counsel is unnecessary at this stage unless fraud is confirmed. Question 16. Topic: Ethics in insurance. Which action is considered unethical for an insurance producer? A. Explaining policy exclusions clearly to the insured. B. Offering a low premium in exchange for reduced coverage. C. Using high-pressure tactics to sell a policy. D. Reporting suspected fraud to the insurer. Answer: C. Using high-pressure tactics to sell a policy. Explanation: high-pressure tactics violate ethical standards and may result in regulatory action. Question 17. Topic: Liability insurance. Under CGL policy, which of the following would typically not be covered by personal and advertising injury liability? A. Libel or slander claims against the insured. B. Copyright infringement in an advertisement. C. Bodily injury to a customer. D. Wrongful eviction by the insured. Answer: C. Bodily injury to a customer. Explanation: bodily injury is covered under bodily injury liability, not personal and advertising injury liability. Question 18. Topic: Flood insurance. What is the standard waiting period for a national flood insurance program and FIT policy to become effective after purchase? A. 15 days. B. 30 days. C. 45 days. D. 60 days. Answer: B. 30 days. Explanation: the NFIP imposes a 30-day waiting period to prevent adverse selection. Question 19. Topic: Insurance contract law. What does the doctrine of adhesion mean in the context of insurance policies? A. The policyholder has no right to negotiate policy terms. B. The insurer must adhere to state regulations when drafting policies. C. Ambiguities in the policy language are interpreted in favor of the insured. D. Policyholders must adhere to all conditions outlined in the policy. Answer: C. Ambiguities in the policy language are interpreted in favor of the insured. Explanation: the doctrine of adhesion in insurance contract law means that if there is any ambiguity in the policy language, it will be interpreted in favor of the insured. This doctrine applies because the insurer typically drafts the contract, leaving the policyholder with little or no ability to negotiate terms. Therefore, when policy terms are unclear, courts will favor the insured to ensure fairness. Question 20. Topic: Business interruption insurance. Which of the following is covered under business interruption insurance? A. Damage to the insured's building caused by a fire. B. Increased operating costs during the period of restoration. C. Employee salaries unrelated to business operations. D. Losses due to market conditions or economic downturns. Answer: B. Increased operating costs during the period of restoration. Explanation: business interruption insurance covers financial losses due to a temporary shutdown, including additional operating expenses. Question 21. Topic: Adjusting losses. During the investigation of a claim, an adjuster finds conflicting witness statements about how a car accident occurred. What should the adjuster do next? A. Deny the claim due to lack of clear evidence. B. Accept the statement that benefits the insured. C. Conduct further investigation, such as reviewing surveillance footage or police reports. D. Close the claim as unresolved and advise the insured to seek legal action. Answer: C. Conduct further investigation, such as reviewing surveillance footage or police reports. Explanation: A. Denying the claim without sufficient evidence violates claims handling standards. B. Favoring the insured without corroborating evidence may breach the adjuster's duty of impartiality. C. Correct, as a thorough and unbiased investigation is necessary to determine liability. D. Closing the claim prematurely can lead to bad faith allegations. Relevant rule: the adjuster must adhere to fair claims handling practices outlined in state laws and insurer guidelines. Question 22. Topic: Homeowners insurance. Under a HOTH-RE policy, which of the following perils is typically excluded from coverage? A. Fire damage. B. Hail damage. C. Flood damage. D. Theft. Answer: C. Flood damage. Explanation: A. Fire damage is a covered peril under most homeowner policies. B. Hail damage is typically covered. C. Correct, as flood damage requires separate flood insurance, often through the NFIP. D. Theft is generally included as a covered peril. Relevant rule. Flood exclusions are standard in property insurance policies unless endorsed or covered by a separate policy. Question 23. Topic: Ethics in claims adjusting. An insured offers the claims adjuster a small gift as a token of appreciation after their claim is resolved. What should the adjuster do? A. Politely decline the gift and explain professional ethics guidelines. B. Accept the gift if it has minimal monetary value. C. Accept the gift to maintain good customer relations. D. Report the incident to the supervisor immediately. Answer A. Politely decline the gift and explain professional ethics guidelines. Explanation: accepting gifts can create a conflict of interest or give the appearance of impropriety, violating ethical standards. Justers must maintain impartiality and avoid any actions that could compromise professional integrity. Relevant rule. Louisiana's Unfair Claims Practices Act and professional ethics guidelines prohibit adjusters from accepting gifts that could influence claims handling. Question 24. Topic: Casualty insurance. Which of the following situations is covered under uninsured motorist coverage? A. The insured's vehicle is damaged in a collision with another insured driver. B. The insured is injured by a hit-and-run driver. C. The insured damages their vehicle by backing into a pole. D. The insured's car is stolen from their driveway. Answer B. The insured is injured by a hit-and-run driver. Explanation: A. Collision coverage applies, not coverage. B. Correct, as coverage protects against injuries caused by uninsured or hit-and-run drivers. C. Damage to the insured's vehicle would require collision coverage. D. Theft is covered under comprehensive coverage, not Relevant rule: coverage is mandated in Louisiana unless explicitly waived by the insured. Question 25. Topic: Flood insurance. A property owner in a high-risk flood zone purchases flood insurance through the NFIP. How is the premium determined? A. Based solely on the property's replacement cost value. B. By the elevation of the property relative to the base flood elevation. B. C. Using a flat rate for all properties in high-risk zones. D. Based on the number of flood claims filed in the last 3 years. Answer B. By the elevation of the property relative to the base flood elevation. B. Explanation: premiums for NFIP policies are heavily influenced by the property's elevation compared to the BFE, as this determines the likelihood of flood damage. Relevant rule: NFIP underwriting guidelines use FEMA flood insurance rate maps firms for risk assessment. Question 26. Topic: Louisiana-specific insurance laws. What is the required time frame for an insurer to acknowledge receipt of a claim in Louisiana? A. 7 calendar days. B. 14 calendar days. C. 30 calendar days. D. No specific time frame is mandated. Answer B. 14 calendar days. Explanation: Louisiana law mandates that insurers acknowledge claims within 14 calendar days to ensure timely handling and adherence to good faith claims practices. Relevant rule: Louisiana Revised Statutes SS 1892 governs claims handling timeframes. Question 27. Scenario-based topic: Workers' compensation insurance. Scenario: Sarah works as a warehouse supervisor for a logistics company. While overseeing inventory, she slips on a wet floor and breaks her wrist. Which of the following is true regarding her workers' compensation benefits? A. Sarah is not eligible for benefits since she was not performing physical labor. B. Sarah is eligible for benefits including medical expenses and temporary disability income. C. Sarah is eligible only for medical expenses but not lost wages since it was a minor injury. D. Sarah is ineligible for workers' compensation because the employer was not directly at fault. Answer B. Sarah is eligible for benefits including medical expenses and temporary disability income. Explanation: Workers' compensation covers injuries that occur in the course of employment, regardless of whether the employee was performing physical labor or the employer was at fault. Relevant rule: Louisiana workers' compensation law ensures coverage for medical expenses, rehabilitation, and lost wages for work-related injuries. Question 28. Topic: Commercial general liability. CGL. Which of the following claims would be covered under the products completed operations portion of a CGL policy? A. An employee is injured while assembling a product at the factory. B. A customer is injured while using a completed product sold by the insured. C. A product is stolen from the insured's warehouse. D. A customer slips and falls at the insured's retail store. Answer B. A customer is injured while using a completed product sold by the insured. Explanation: A. Employee injuries are covered under workers' compensation. B. Correct, as this coverage applies to liability arising from products after their sale or distribution. C. Property theft is covered under property insurance. D. Slip and fall incidents are covered under premises liability, not products liability. Relevant rule: that products completed operations coverage addresses post-sale liabilities. Question 29. Topic: Fraud detection. Which of the following is a red flag for potential insurance fraud? A. The insured promptly reports a loss after it occurs. B. The insured provides inconsistent accounts of the incident. C. The insured submits receipts from a reputable retailer. D. The insured cooperates fully with the investigation. Answer: B. The insured provides inconsistent accounts of the incident. Explanation: inconsistencies in statements often signal fraudulent activity, prompting further investigation. Question 30. Topic: Bad faith claims handling. Which of the following could expose an insurer to a bad faith claim in Louisiana? A. Delaying claim payments without reasonable cause. B. Denying a claim based on exclusions clearly stated in the policy. C. Investigating a claim thoroughly before accepting or denying it. D. Negotiating a settlement in good faith. Answer: A. Delaying claim payments without reasonable cause. Explanation: unjustified delays violate Louisiana's Unfair Claims Practices Act and can lead to bad faith lawsuits.